It says we're live. It sneaks up on me every time. Well, good afternoon, good morning, good day, good evening, and maybe good night to a few of you. Welcome to Biz with Joy. Grow your business in style, manner, type, whatever it means to you. Tonight, our featured guest, Jessie George. Her topic is more than fascinating to me because my hubby is diabetic. So she's going to talk with us about, and by the way, she is a precision nutrition certified wellness coach. And does she know about diabetes? You bet she does. Welcome to Biz to Biz. It's always great to see you here. One of the things that I want to share with you, if you don't know, is that you're always welcome here. It's my pleasure to meet and greet and get to know each and every one of you. And each week we bring you a featured guest or me where I share with you information that hopefully is inspirational and impactful for you. We're in the merry holiday season. So before I go on and on and on, which I can do, I want you to know that women hire me to amp up their wow factor because they're tired of twirling and whirling in that closet and spending much money, confusion and anxiety and all of that. But tonight, we're going to talk about health and wellness, which has a lot to do with your style and how you show up. So I want you to help me to welcome our guest tonight. And I want to bring her up. Jessie, welcome, Jessie George. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you, Joy. I appreciate it. And you are always joyful. I love that smile on your face.
Well, thank you for that. You know, my name is very prevalent and out in the stratosphere because we're in the merry holiday season, but it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the products and the service that we offer. And Jessie, if I haven't told you before, my husband is diabetic and we have so many issues that we're dealing with. So I am just so excited to learn from you tonight what we can all do to be healthy, remain healthy, and stay in the healthy lane. So tell us a little bit about the work that you do and how it brings you so much joy to start with.
First and foremost thing I want to say is good health makes everything easier.
Yes,
When you have
yes.
good health, you can make money, you can do whatever you want to do. It's the best thing to have. Yeah.
I agree with you, Jesse. I've always said that this body, this vessel, this temple, I call it, if we don't take care of it, we really suffer, especially as we age. And when we're young, we can get away with numerous things, and we do. I did. I'm sure you did too, to an extent. But tell us a little bit about your backstory. If I'm not mistaken, I usually do my research and catch up and read up. How did you come to this fabulous and much needed work that you're doing, working with those who are in the diabetic mode of life? Tell us a little bit about that.
When I came to USA from India, I felt like a kid, in a candy store. Everything was so beautiful, so sweet. Uh, Within a short period of 3 years, I became diabetic. But like everybody else, I was just happy where I was. Took medication, lived a life until doctor wanted me to put on more medication. I had high blood pressure, I had edema, and the number of medications started increasing, and I felt like I was eating medicine as food. And I wanted to stop that. I wanted to live a life that is enjoyable and being able to see my loved ones, my children growing up, grandchildren, all those dreams we all have. I wanted to have that. So I decided it was time for me to look at myself and change my health.
I love that story. And did I hear you say that you were here in the States and within 3 years you discovered that you had contracted diabetes? 3 years. What do you think contributed to that, Jesse?
All the cereals and all the food. I loved waffles, I loved strudels, I loved cereal, I loved what is strudel, what is that, Pop Tart, all those American goodies. How can I resist when first time I'm seeing all these things, right?
I hear you. I hear you so loud and clear. And I chuckle and I laugh a lot, but only in love because I'm dealing with some of what you're sharing with my hubby. And I know after traveling all around the country that you said you were here within 3 years because of all of those marvelous, fantastic foods that we have. And they're good and they're yummy, but we need them in moderation, which most of us have not learned to do. So after you learned that you had diabetes and you went and got all the certifications that you need, How are you supporting people now to get on the right track and eat? One of the things that I like that you say, Jesse, is that we can eat and have any, every, and all foods, but moderation. How do we get to that? How do you take people to get to that mindset?
It all depends on what you like to eat. Not everybody likes chocolate, not everybody likes cake, but take the food you like and think about it. Whether is it going to help you in any way? Is it just cravings? Then I say planned indulgence. Plan a day, like instead of eating a dessert after every meal, plan one day, maybe a Friday or a Saturday or Sunday, to indulge on the food you like. And then that time is the only time that you decide that you want to eat that food. Every other time, try not to indulge in things that are not serving you. That's fun, one
I
step more, but that's the one thing.
I like that, Jesse, and I like it because the numerous people that I speak with and I dialogue with here, there, and yonder, most of them are on the track that you just shared with us. You can indulge if you're into that yo-yo eating, emotional eating, and all that. And somewhat many of us have that issue that we're dealing with, one or two, but do it in moderation. Take one day and have that food, and then boom, put it aside and go back to your healthy regime. Now, sounds easy, and a lot of people are talking about that. How do you get people to implement and start this type of a program, a format that works for them?
So I work with them 101, identify what foods they like, and I give them suggestions as to say, first day of the week, just do not eat that sweet dish for the breakfast, and just one meal at a time. I'm not forcing them to eliminate all the things at once, because it's hard, and we all know that it's impossible when we are, like I say, either you have to be inspired to do it, or you have to be desperate to do it. Most of the time desperation is what makes us do things, right? If we are not desperate, we won't do it. So take that. I walk them through their life. I make them understand, and one meal at a time, that we transform. So they are not there is no deprivation. There's delaying it, like, instead of eating a pop tart at breakfast, maybe eat in between lunch and dinner, just postponing it one meal at a time. Then we come to a place where we're not eating anything, not like sugary treats, but still there is like a day that we plan, like we eat once a week, something that we really enjoy.
Sounds great, sounds sensible, plausible, all of those good things. But Jesse, you used a word that I'm smiling ear to ear because you use that word desperation. A lot of people, with the work that I do and the work that you do as well, they're not aware yet, maybe, that something that they're doing is detrimental to their health and well being. So we wait for them to come to us, or how do we get them to be aware that you can upgrade and soar and climb to what's best for you? That's what's not easy for a lot of people. How would you address that?
Awareness, education, and awareness. Maybe open
Yes.
your eyes and ears to see what is going on around your space. So one of my friends is type 1 diabetic. That means she has to have insulin. And last month she had a medical test that she had to be done, and they said she doesn't have any peripheral vision, or she has some more issues and she cannot drive. That kind of put her into a desperate state now. She doesn't know
Ah,
what to do, whether, because she's type 1, she's not very um, knowledgeable as what to do. Type 1 can be
yes.
managed well, even though it's not a fully reversible, because they don't produce insulin as much, but we can improve their health.
All right, I'm about to ask you the difference between type 1 and type 2, but I think you gave us the answer. But can you, as briefly and succinctly as possible, share with us the difference between type 1 and type 2 so that those laymen out in the audience, as I was many, many years ago, because I mentioned to you, my husband is diabetic. And so he started off with two insulin shots, and then it became three, and now it's four insulin shots a day, and he's losing his vision. So, what are the differences between type 1 and type 2?
Type 1 is an autoimmune disease. People do not produce insulin. So we need to supplement insulin. Insulin is a very important hormone that we need. So if we don't naturally produce, we have to provide it. That is type 1. Type 2 is insulin resistance. That means we have to have more and more of the insulin to do the job that it used to do before. It is resistant to move the sugar from the blood into the cells. So that blood will have more sugar. The insulin's job is to push extra sugar from our blood into our cells. And we only need 1 teaspoon of sugar in our blood anytime. Anything more than that is extra, and the insulin has to work hard to push it away. And it stores in our brain, it stores in our cells, it stores in our kidneys, it stores in our liver. All these organs, anything extra will go and get deposited in all these organs.
Oh
That's
my
where we,
God.
and the eyes. That's why diabetic people have eye issues, because that's another storage of sugar. So we need to get rid of them.
Jesse, no wonder after being here 3 years, and this is why our country is so full of people who are just absolutely loaded with diabetes, whether it's type 1 or type 2. Did you say teaspoon or tablespoon of sugar?
Teaspoon, 1 teaspoon.
Teaspoon of sugar a day is all that we need.
That's all our blood can have at any time. Anything more, we have to push it away.
Oh my
That
goodness.
that's what is like 100 milligram per deciliter of blood. Like you see that measurement. People do the measurement of glucose. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
anything more than that is extra, and the blood, our body has to work hard to push it away.
Well, listen, I don't know about the people who are going to be tuning in here and listening to this, but to me, that was very, very powerful because that just and we are a sugar country. And how many foods that we eat, Jesse, I want to hear this from you, that convert to sugar.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. What are some of the foods? A lot of people, we're so deep in the forest, we don't see the trees and we think we know and we don't know. So I don't assume anything anymore. What are some of the foods that are fast acting conversions to sugar that you can share with us now?
Anything
Amazing.
white. Anything white.
Anything white. Oh my
Like
God. Red.
flour. Any white flour, white potatoes, white things mostly are the culprit of carbohydrate, which get converted to sugar in our blood. But there are, we still can get the carbs we need from vegetables. Green vegetables have proteins and carbohydrate in them. So as long as we learn about them and identify the ones that suits our needs, we can easily eat healthy.
That is blowing me away because I think most of us probably knew that white rice and potatoes and bread and all the others, but yet it's moderation. That's the word that keeps popping up into my consciousness, Jesse. It's all about moderation.
Moderation. Moderation is okay as long as you don't have any health issues. But when we get into having metabolic disorders, that is the time we have to really dive deep and see what we can eliminate. Like a teenager who is exercising, running, playing sports, it doesn't matter. It is okay. They're in a healthy age and healthy stage in their life. But women, when they get older, when they reach the menopausal stage, the hormones
Yes.
all get wacky. Everything changes. How our body reacts changes. Everything changes. So we have to be more aware about our body and understand how things react in our body.
I don't think I know, Jesse, that this is one of the paramount issues that especially women we have to be more cognizant and aware of and dwell into the knowing of because when you mentioned about one of the things that you shared with me earlier is that when you really are into the healthy mode of eating and knowing the right foods for you and doing your one kind of, I use the verbiage, pig out day, and then the rest of it, you're on track, is you don't have to exercise. Now that sounds all well and good, but I think exercise in there in moderation again. And I like the way you clarified for me in eating in moderation because the way you brought it home to all of us was very, very profound because a lot of people think in moderation that might do it, but you're saying no, it's got to be way beyond that. I like that. But let's bring into the exercise and the menopause and what can happen to women and what
Yeah.
do we do, that kind of thing. Yes.
I don't I advise doing exercise in the sense going to the gym, lifting weights, things like that. When you are just starting to lose weight or when you are making the changes in diet, because
Hmm.
the more exercise or the more tired your body gets, you will want to eat more. So that is not a place, but you need to move your body. Movement is different than exercise. Movement means you can just do, like I keep an exercise band near my work area. So I
Yes.
have, so in between, because I work on the computer, I want to make sure my fingers and hands are, so I do some exercise right and where I'm sitting, and it helps my shoulders, helps my fingers, things like that. Those are all movements. So small things that we can do throughout the day incrementally helps us. Moving your leg when you're sitting, you can move your legs. Yeah.
I love that word you're using because when it comes to hubby, I don't want to bring hubby into this because you know how men can be even when they're the best. Movement, movement, get up, move, stretch, pull, and so
That.
many. And this pandemic has more people sitting and staying there and not moving around and doing. So that word movement is very, very powerful and very impactful for those who are knowing that the body is a vessel
Mhm,
or temple that you
mhm.
have to keep using. I love what you're saying. Jesse, I'm going to take a quick little break and then get back to you in just a second. And when I come back, I want to talk a wee bit more because predominantly, always exceptions, my audience predominantly is women, and most of them are women, second act, second chapter, midlife, and it's just verbiage, regardless of age. And I want to speak to this issue that sometimes people shy away from. We don't, called menopause, and the things that you have to look out for there. So stay tuned. I'll be back with you in just a second. I have to tell you, most of you know that I mention from time to time that hubby has diabetes, and I tell you it's a killer for us now because he's really losing his vision. So when I met Jessie through another dear friend, I was absolutely excited to get to know and meet her because the work that she's doing is so much an agent of change. She is a female trailblazer, and her heart, her passion, her soul is involved there. So, my assignment, you know, and I love the movies, is for each and every one of you to connect with her. Find a way, even if it's not something that's of interest to you, but you might know of someone who could use her guidance and her information and her knowledge. Please make sure you connect. And I want you to type in the word biz, B I Z, into the comments, and then you will receive a little booklet, which will give you lots of tips and tools and nuggets about being an interviewer, interviewee, however it goes, and all the tips that we share with you. But put in BIZ in the comments, and that will be delivered automatically to you. And then also, if you are open and willing to get to know more of how you can get your message out into the stratosphere so it's shared by millions of people, you know, the universe is humongous, then I'm happy to do that with you because this is what I love to do in conjunction with the style work that I do with women to showcase them and support them and finding the best image that fits them to the T, to the letter. So my calendar link is there. I love making and meeting new friends, making new connections, and I hope that you'll be one of them. So do that. And then leading ladies, leaving legacies, even though we're on Biz to Biz, go and join me there. But now I want to get back and I want to talk with you, Jesse, about that word that I left you with, which is kind of woo, it has a woo woo attached to it, menopause. What are some of the things that, because you really, even though diabetes is something that you're beyond knowledgeable about, you also do the whole health circle and arena. And there are several people that belong here and part of this group and circle that I want to connect you with. But tell us a little bit about this thing called menopause and what women can do to offset some of the issues that come about.
With menopause comes a lot of changes in our body because we're stopping ovulation, stopping the menstruation and things like that. So our body has to go through some changes. That's why we get hot flashes and night sweats or whatever we call
Let's,
them. All and then our metabolism reduces. We won't, everything kind of changes. So what we can do is, again, education is the key. Everybody can learn things. Now we can look at books, Google, everything. We have to either, each person is unique and each person's circumstances is unique. Like,
yes,
sometimes you have the um you know you have a place to sleep by yourself, then you can put the fan on. But if you are sleeping with your spouse, One person will get cold, one person will get cold. I mean, lots of we have to deal with a
Been
lot
there.
more, yeah, a lot more
Yeah,
issues. So,
yeah,
but hydrating yourself well during
yeah.
the day, not at night, hydrating well during the day, eating, healthier options will reduce all these effects. I can tell you that. I might have had like very few incidents of night sweat. Pretty much I sleep through the night most of the time. So I can tell you that eating healthy has a great impact on how our body reacts in the night. Because sleep is a routine that has to happen healthfully, because lots of changes happen when we sleep. Our body regenerates a lot of things. So we need sleep. So avoiding all these high carb foods, sweets, will reduce the symptoms of hot flashes
Yes.
and night sweats. Yes, it does.
Yes, I like that you're sharing that, but let me share with you what is sometimes, oftentimes combined with that. And you spoke to it lightly, we did before, but now I really want to get to this for women because predominantly most women, many women, some, not all, it's never all anything, but we are constantly, myself included, in this to this, and because of this pandemic, so many are doing the yo-yo dieting. We spoke to this very briefly in the beginning, but also this weight thing, losing weight, keeping weight off. The work that you're doing with the health in the health arena, there are means and ways that you can offer people that will offset that. So share with us a little bit about that. You've already given us tips about blood sugar and the teaspoon of sugar and all of that stuff and the balance and so on. But share with us a little bit more about how we can maintain and keep our weight stabilized. That's the key for most of us, myself included.
Yeah, I can say that once we get into, the releasing the weight and reach an ideal weight, then we only have to worry about maintaining the weight. That is easy. It is not hard. As long as we eat the same way, pretty much, we're not going to change anything. In order for our body to change anything, we have to make change. So if you want to lose weight, I wouldn't say lose weight, I would say release weight, because if we lose something, we got to go find it, right? So we don't want to lose anything. So we have to go find it. So
I
we're going to
like that.
release weight. And
Yeah.
then once we release, we know that how much food we need. Our body is now, reduce the number of calories we provide and stuff like that. So keep it like that. Okay. Holidays will come and incidents will come. So it's okay. Just go right back after that celebration or whatever, and just go right back into the normal routine. And it's often said that one day that you binge or one day that you make that change, it takes 7 days to reverse. So ask yourself, is that worth doing the damage? You worked maybe like, one of my clients has been with three of them more than 1 year. They worked, 1 year.
Je- Jesse, say that again because I missed that and I'd like to stay in tune. What is that about 7 days you
So
have to do? Say that because I missed something there.
one day, if you indulge one day all day long, like eating desserts and
Yes.
party, one day if you do something different than before that is damaging the progress you made, it takes 7 days to reverse back. So we want, so like most of us say, oh, today I ate this, or my friend gave me this, I'm just going to, this week I'm not going to worry about it, I'll do again Monday. So how many days in between that we self-sabotaged depends, that many times, 7 times, that we need to work on again. So is that worth? Just take, what I teach my clients is make it right on your next bite. Not next day, not next week. Make it right on your next bite. Because there is no need to be self-sabotaging. It's our body. It's us. We are
It's our
doing for
temple.
ourselves, not for somebody else. So make it
Yeah.
right on your next bite.
Okay. I got that. I never assume anything because it's just deadly for me and I hope for others too, but I can stand alone. What I heard you say is that when you do that overindulge or you indulge for that one day, it takes 7 days to recuperate. But yet earlier I heard that as soon as you, and I think we're saying the same thing in different language, as soon as you go overboard or indulge that one day, you go right back with that one bite and you start back on that healthy regime. Does that mean it's not going to be okay until you've done that straight through for 7 days?
Just for one dessert or something you enjoy, it's not going to affect. I'm talking about like a holiday meal, like, you're going to sit there and eat whole day with the people, things like that. Just by eating something small, it's not going to damage things much. On that point, I want to give audience another tip. So, say if you are in a social gathering, potluck, party, whatever it is, I'm sure there will be lots of desserts, and you might want to try everything. But think about the most appealing dessert, pick one or two, and then eat that mindfully using three bite rule. That three bite rule is: first bite is to
I
just to
love
say
this.
hello. Hi. Oh, I missed you. Food, I missed you so much. I'm going to enjoy you today. And the next bite is saying, oh, this is delicious. I am really enjoying it. And the next last bite is to say, bye bye. I will see you in another month or later. For now, I'm happy you came into my life. I enjoyed you. We will see you again later.
I love that. I love that. I think it takes a while, Jesse, to get to that. I love it because we all know of those Hollywood and celebrities and runway models and all of that who do, I guess, more or less that, and they blow a kiss and take three little bites or whatever, and yet they go back to their regime, eating the same foods more or less. So that's pretty powerful. I don't know if it's easy, but if you set your mind to it and
You
you
can do
want
it.
to, and you know that it's meaningful, it's very, very impactful. Jesse, I don't know where the time goes here, but I want you to, I'm going to put up what you're offering to those who are interested in getting into more health. And that
Yeah.
is this link here. They can take a screenshot or a snapshot. Tell us a little bit about that and why we should tune in to something like this, because this will be imparting for you, because I know you have to rush to another appointment. I'm so grateful that you were able to share all this powerful, potent information with us, because all of us need it. I know I do. And I'm grateful that you're open to supporting people, and especially hubby, to get to what they need to have to stay in the healthy mode. So share with
This
us a little bit about this and
this
what
is
you're offering.
this This is a free challenge where I'll be coaching live every day for 5 days, and it is called the Crush Your Cravings Challenge. It is, bite-sized steps to avoid our cravings or to deal with the cravings in a better way so that we are not sabotaging ourselves. That is the purpose of this. We will dive deep into the why we want to make the change, because that is the most powerful thing. If we are not desperate, we won't make the change. So we have to find that desperate reason for us to make the change. We'll start there and make progress, and come by the end of the 5 days, you will have already learned and eliminated your cravings.
I love the title, Crush Your Craving. I think that's so fitting for this time of the year, and I wish you much luck and success for that. Thank you for being here and sharing all of this really phenomenal information with us. I'm so grateful that we're connected. I'm going to put you in the green room and say so long for now and connect again soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you
Ah,
so much. Thank you everybody who listened and watching the replay. Appreciate you. Reach out to me for any help. Yeah, I have lots of resources free that I can provide. Thank you.
you bet. Jesse, thank you so much. I'm sure you will get some bites. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, health is everything. I've always known that, but now it's really resonating to the marrow of my bones, because I see how my hubby's having so many issues with his health, and especially diabetes. And so when I met this lady through another friend of mine, I was eager to have her come and share her knowledge and her information, one and the same with you. I hope you'll partake, get to know, make the connection, because what she's offering is beyond powerful. No matter what size you are, what height, weight, and all those other variables, when you want to learn and know about healthy eating, healthy foods, this is where you go. So I hope that you will make the connection. And let me just say to you, it's always good when I can see you here, because I know how busy we all are. And I want you to go here and look into this soul software. It is absolutely phenomenal. And I want you to take a look. I'm trying to get the right banner for you, because this is something that you are to find if you are interested in being able to get software that supports you and you're connecting and getting to know other people, then this is what you're going to want to do. And this will be put every place that I can now, because I want you to get to know and be aware of what we're offering you and take a 14-day free trial, whatever. But the options that are available to you, everything has gremlins, everything has little issues when it's new and beginning. But now we're in beta and there's so many opportunities there for you. And I've met so many phenomenal, fantastic men and women who are involved with this product, and I want you to be one of them. So until we connect again, and we will real soon, like how about tomorrow night, and we'll be talking spot on about soul software. So you be well and take care. We're in the merry, happy holiday season, and I can't wait for 2022 and to meet and greet many of you that I haven't thus far. Be and stay well. Wear the mask if you still have to. And I look forward to seeing you again, like real soon, tomorrow night, same time, same station. So long for now. Cheers.